Weight of an unsaid line, it settles late. Not when it matters, but when nothing else does. Weight of an unsaid line, the sand stays. Press against the moment that passed. I almost said it while tying my shoes. Your back already turned the word, held at the edge of my mouth long enough to feel real, then disappear. Told myself there would be another time, I didn't specify. Weight of an unsaid line, heavy air. After the silence closes, weight of an unsaid line, it grows once the room is empty. Later alone I replay the phrasing, adjust the tone, remove the edge. The sentence improves without resistance, except there's no one left to receive it. If I had spoken, it would have been lighter than this. Weight of an unsaid line, it doesn't ask to be forgiven. Exactly where I left it. Still on the edge of the sofa, knees and shoulders unmoved. The night kept going quietly without us. The distance stayed the same, eyes never looked away. We held the air between us that refused to cool. The air conditioner set to 75, fan on low, a glass on the table. Sweating more than before, we didn't touch, but the inside of my elbow stayed warm with nowhere left to go. Not reaching out wasn't hesitation, it just wasn't necessary. We didn't stand, didn't shift our weight, nothing happened and still the night moved on. No explanations, no signals, only the heat stayed certain. After the second sweep of the clock, the curtain gap darkened slightly. Even then we kept the same seats, as if changing position would rename this night. If either of us had moved, this feeling wouldn't exist anymore. Not moving was the most accurate choice we made. What didn't cool wasn't the room, but the presence and my back. By morning, the temperature will drop. Until then, we stay. facing each other. Just out of speaking range, close enough to know your voice, too far to use mine. Just out of speaking range, I could raise my volume, but not without changing everything. You stand a few steps away, not facing me, but not leaving. I test the distance once with a breath. It doesn't reach the air between us, keeps its shape. I measure not courage but range. Just out of speaking range, we're calling out. Words sound like asking. Just out of speaking range, silence fits better than a voice that might miss a sound passes behind you. Not important, but loud enough to remind me how thin this space is. I stay still so the distance doesn't shift. If I step closer, this would turn into something that answers. Just out of speaking range, that's where it holds. Balanced, unforced. Just out of speaking range, I keep what I feel. Unsaid, unsaid. Eventually one of us moves, the distance resets. I stay with what almost spoke. Held longer than intended, not out of need, just because I didn't let go in time. Held longer than intended, the moment stayed past its outline, quietly expanding. I kept the cup warm in my hands after the drink was gone, fingers resting where he used to be. You spoke about something else, I nodded at the right point, still holding what already ended. I told myself I'd release it soon, I didn't specify when. Held longer than intended, that's how it gained weight without changing shape. Held longer than intended, no one noticed because nothing looked different. Later alone, I replay the timing where I could have set it down without consequence. The delay was brief but enough to turn choice into habit. If I let go earlier, this wouldn't feel like mine. Held longer than intended, not regret, just recognition. Arriving late, held longer than intended. I loosen my grip a little at a time. Eventually it cools, eventually it leaves. I stay with the mark it made. Pressure without force, nothing pushes. Still I know where I can step back. Pressure without force, no raised voice, no demand, just a sense of limit. You stand close enough that I adjust my balance. Not away, just slightly. The air tightens without changing temperature. I notice how my shoulders stay still on purpose. There's no reason to resist, that makes it harder. Pressure without force, the boundary appears only when I test it. Pressure without force, I don't look for exits, I just stop moving. The room stays ordinary, nothing rearranged, but choices narrow all the same. I speak carefully, not because I'm afraid, because accuracy matters more here. If it was stronger, I could leave. This holds because it isn't. Pressure without force, that's how I know this isn't accidental, even without intent. Pressure without force, it stays as long as I remain here. Later, I'll name it something lighter. For now, I stand inside it. Here between sentences, the pause stays longer than the words that try to cross it. Here between sentences, nothing interrupts the space where meaning should have landed. You start speaking, then stop halfway. The sound thins out before it finishes. I nod once, not to agree, just to hold what didn't arrive. We don't rush to fill it, the gap feels intentional. Air between sentences, it stretches just enough to show where we stand. Air between sentences, the pause says more than the line that came before. Glass touches the table too softly to count. I breathe in before you finish and realize that timing has already chosen sides. If either of us spoke faster, this distance would close. Air between sentences, not empty, just measured. Carefully, carefully, carefully. Air between sentences, I stay inside it long enough to understand. Eventually, someone speaks again. The held in low resolution. Nothing sharp enough to confirm what this is or isn't. Held in low resolution. Edges stay soft, I can see the shape but not the detail. We sit close enough to share the same table, but not the same screen. Your face half lit by something I'm not watching. The picture never loads fully. It stays acceptably unclear. I don't zoom in, I don't adjust. What's missing feels deliberate. Held in low resolution, clear enough to recognize, unclear enough to keep. Held in low resolution, no sharp lines to cross or defend. We talk around certain words like buffering, icons circling without landing. How comfort appears when expectations blur. How uncertainty can feel lighter when it isn't named. If I asked for clarity, this would sharpen too much. Held in low resolution, I keep what's visible and leave the rest unrendered. Held in low resolution, the image holds because it never claims to be complete. Maybe later it will come into focus. For now, this level is enough. Come on the outside, nothing to read from my face except that I'm steady. Come on the outside, I keep my expression neutral enough to pass unnoticed. My shoulders stay relaxed, hands rest where they should. I answer at a normal speed, not early, not late. If someone watched closely, they might think there's nothing happening. I've learned how stillness looks when it's practiced. Calm on the outside, everything aligned as if I already sorted this out. Calm on the outside, the surface holds while something else keeps adjusting underneath. Inside I move things carefully, one thought at a time, lowering the volume before it reaches my voice. Breath stays even, pulse stays hidden. The work happens where no one checks. If I let it show, this balance would tip. Calm on the outside, that's how I keep the moment where it is. Calm on the outside, what matters stays contained. stayed intact, while everything else passed around it. We never needed speed, didn't fall behind, it simply kept going as it was. We took the longer street, not because it was quiet, but because it didn't ask anything from us. Steps found their own spacing, no signals exchanged, time stretched without resistance. Nothing improved by moving faster here. We never needed speed, held its shape, even as the day shifted forward. We never needed speed, didn't slow down, it simply refused to rush. Lights changed twice before we crossed. No frustration, just patience settling in. I noticed how ease arrives quietly when there's nothing to outrun. If we hurry, this would thin too much. We never needed speed, baby. Lasted because it wasn't pushed anywhere. We never needed speed, remain long after urgency left. Later I'll forget how long it took, but not how naturally it stayed. Close enough to recognize not the details, just the presence before it fully appears. Close enough to recognize I don't need confirmation. The outline is already clear. I notice you walk before I see your face. The pace gives it away. Not fast, not careful, just familiar. By the time you're near, I already know who it is. I don't wave, I don't adjust. The recognition is enough. Close enough to recognize that space where certainty arrives without proof. Close enough to recognize I stay still, letting the moment finish approaching. Your shadow reaches first, stretching ahead of you. Imagine unconsciously without stepping forward. It's strange how the body accepts what the mind hasn't said out loud. If you came closer, this would change its shape. Close enough to recognize, not close enough to decide what comes next. Close enough to recognize I hold the awareness right here without moving. Later we might speak or pass. For now, recognition is where I carried, not claimed. We don't name it, we just keep it with us. Quiet, carry, not claim, no confirmation, no refusal, just the way between. We walk the same direction without checking pace. Your back brushes my arm once, then doesn't again. Nothing is adjusted, nothing corrected, as if both of us know how fragile this balance is. If either of us reached this would change, so we don't carry, not claim, close enough to feel real, far enough to keep. Carried, not claimed, it moves with us without demanding a place to land. Later alone I noticed the absence more clearly than before. The way you do when something was never officially yours, yet still missing. If I said it out loud, this would become something else. Carried, not claimed, that's how it survived this long without breaking. Carried, not claimed, I keep walking with it, still here. Maybe one day we'll need a name. For now it stays with me. Rooms that don't echo, words land and stop. No return, no correction, just where they fell. Rooms that don't echo, even a question stays exactly as spoken. The walls are close enough to hear myself breathe, but when I speak, nothing comes back, not even softened. The carpet absorbs the sound like it was designed for unfinished sentences. I don't repeat myself, not because I'm sure, but because the room already decided. Rooms that don't echo, silence doesn't follow, it remains right where the words stopped. Rooms that don't echo, it's easier here not to explain what I meant. A chair scrapes once, then stays still. The clock keeps working without comment. I notice how quickly conversation becomes something physical when it doesn't bounce back. If the room answered, I might have continued. So I didn't. Rooms that don't echo, they hold everything without repeating anything. Rooms that don't echo, what's left is in silence. It's weight. Later I'll leave exactly where I put them. Stay between notes, not on a melody, but in the space where sound hesitates. Stay between notes, nothing resolves. The pause holds longer than expected. The song keeps moving without asking me to follow. I recognize the pattern, but not the feeling. A piano line lifts, then releases. I stay where it doesn't land. I don't hum along, I let the gap remain. Stay between notes, that's where it lingers. What I can phrase, what won't settle. Stay between notes, the silence isn't empty, it's occupied carefully. A breath passes before the next chord, too short to count, long enough to notice my hand rests without tapping time. I realize the feeling doesn't belong to any sound. If I follow the melody, this would disappear. Stay between notes, I stay with what wasn't written but still heard. Stay between notes, the song continues, I remain in the margin. Eventually, the music ends, the space doesn't. I leave it there. Tone before meaning, I hear it first. The temperature rise ahead of the words. Tone before meaning, the sound decides how close I stand to what you say. You say my name without emphasis, not soft, not sharp, just place the word reaches me before I process what follows. I listen for the rise, not the sentence. Tone before meaning, the voice sets the distance long before the message tries. Tone before meaning, I adjust my response to the warmth, not the claim. The room stays neutral, but your voice shifts slightly, enough for me to notice. I answer slower, matching the weight, without asking what you intended. The tone changed, the meaning would follow. Tone before meaning, that's how I know when to stay and when to hold back. Tone before meaning, some things are decided before language catches up. Later I might reconsider what was said, but the tone already told me enough. it stopped, not advancing, just continuing by habit, still moving barely, enough motion to avoid calling it stuck. The train pulls away slowly, without urgency. I stay standing, even though there's space to sit. My weight shifts once, then settles, like the body already knows this pace. No resistance, no push forward, just momentum left over. Still moving barely, the direction exists, even when progress doesn't announce itself. Still moving barely, I watch the window change, frame by frame, too slowly to measure. Stations pass with familiar names, none of them mine. I don't prepare to exit, I don't lean in, the ride continues, because it was already going before I noticed I was on it. If it stopped completely, I would have to choose so it doesn't. Still moving barely,